hello, and welcome to the Africa Global Radio AGR. We are live on africaglobalradio.com, and this is the Creatives Corner. I am Prince Benjamin. You can, of course, call me PB, and we've got another great talent from the soil coming through the studio today, coming through the show today. This gentleman goes by the name... Did I just mention his name already? I just did. The gentleman goes by the name Reynolds the Gentleman. Welcome to the show, Reynolds.
Thank you so much.
And how are you doing?
I'm good. A little tired, but yeah.
Little tired?
We keep it moving.
Little tired, and it's because of your schedule, right?
You know that thing.
Yeah, so he is... You know, creatives are like owls and tigers. They hunt at night. They are active at night. Nocturnals or sleep postponers. Right, so nighttime is when they're busy, putting together creative ideas. That's also when your juices are flowing, I guess.
Exactly, and it's also when everything is quiet, so you have room.
Right, a bit of serenity.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Reynolds is a singer, he's a songwriter, he is a multi-instrumentalist, he is a music director, he is well-traveled as well, I should mention, and he is also a good friend. Mm-hmm. I think it's only right that I mention.
I was waiting for that.
Yes, he is also a very good friend and a collaborator. We've worked on a couple of things. Mm-hmm. Today he is here to share his gift with the AGR family, including the listeners, of course. Mm-hmm. And also the family outside of the continent, right? Yep. Yes, the entire world. Mm-hmm. Again, we are live on africaglobalradio.com. Do spread the link so your loved ones can also tune in. This is our story, our growth, and our future. I am Prince Benjamin. We've got loads and loads of music to check out from Reynolds the Gentleman. We're going to talk about his story. We're going to check out some of the songs that he's worked on. For this conversation especially, we're going to be looking at his songs, not songs that he's worked on for others, which could take about 2-3 hours. Yeah, if I'm not, overstating the time bracket it could possibly take up. Let's play a record from Reynolds the Gentleman, and I'd like for us to check out the song Braminchen.
Wow, that's the one you chose to
Yes,
start
this is
with.
it's quite an unusual choice given the times we're in, but I'm choosing this also because of where we are at the moment, which is Accra, Ghana, right?
Right.
And I'm going to go into more of that, when it's done playing. But this is Braminchen, which translates as "Come to Me."
It is what it is.
Or what? I guess. Yeah, that's the one that we can reach. The meaning we can reach right now.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, we'll go with that. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
This is the Africa Global Radio, and this is the Creatives Corner. I am Prince Benjamin, and having a great time with Reynolds the Gentleman, who is a creative from Accra, Ghana. Accra is where he resides and works at the moment. However, which part of the country are you from?
Eastern region. I'm from Ebitifi. Cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, mountains.
You're from the mountains.
Yeah.
He's from the mountains. He's from a very interesting part of the country.
Very.
The development at that side, the serenity at that side. If you want to come to Ghana, or when you come to Ghana and you want to see really cool roads, real estate, interesting real estate, right? Places that would make you wonder, am I in Ghana? Right? Places that the city, these are places that could make the city of Accra blush. Some of the buildings in the city, they would blush seeing the
very, very calm.
The infrastructure or the real estate, in the eastern region where Reynolds is from. The weather is also beautiful. When you come to Ghana and you think the city of Accra is too hot, a hideout is the mountains. Get there and you'd have a great time. Are there any stars, music stars that you know from?
I think Kiddy's from ABTV
Oh,
as
yes,
well.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
Right,
that's the
right,
only one. Hey,
right.
Reynolds, I need to learn.
But I mean, Kiddy is a good name to mention or to throw
It's
in.
actually very
Yeah,
big.
yeah, because he's a very big, star. So mentioning him is quite interesting. Okay, so what's special about your people? Anything?
One thing I know about, especially my town, ABTV, is that it's the highest, most habitable place in Ghana. Yeah, like where people settle
Right,
and
right.
yeah.
High grounds that people can
Yeah,
settle on.
I think the first Presbyterian church was built there.
Yeah, it was in the east.
I
Yeah.
think.
We had
I'm not too sure.
Ifrimamu and the rest, going
Yes.
there from the Volta region to even study.
Exactly.
I'm reading about Ifrimamu, so I can say that.
And there's
Right.
and there's a lot of rich people there. Go for there, we do that.
Reynolds has got a lot of cash. Right.
Link up.
Link up for the money. Anyway, Ray, so music is what you mainly do,
Yes,
right?
that's what I do.
Yeah, that's his music and music is him, I guess.
Facts.
Yeah, that would be a good description to give him. Some of the stars that he's worked with include Efya, Nocturnal on Twitter. If you follow her, that's the name. But Efya. She is a star, an African star, superstar in music. And if you're familiar with African music, you know Efya,
Yes.
especially if it's coming from West Africa. He's also worked with M.anifest, the rapper, who is another superstar from West Africa.
West Africa, Ghana.
Yes. You've worked with Adomaa as well, who is a music and movie star, right? And she is becoming bigger and bigger on, on the creative arts scene.
That's true.
Yes. The latest was the feature in the Snowfalls, series.
Yeah.
Right. So these are some of the stars that Reynolds has worked with. Right, not just in the country but outside of it. Right, you've worked with some of these people. How did music start for you? What's your story?
Okay, so music. I started out very early, and not as a singer. That's the funny part. I actually started as an instrumentalist. Back in GHS, I found myself always like drawn to drums. I didn't know why I would be playing drums on the tables in class. The teacher would be like, "Who is that?" Everybody points to me. They call me up, lash me. I'll go right back to the table and start again. So I started understanding that this is not something I am picking up or something. It's something that's within. It's something that I am. So I think growing up, I found myself drawing more to the instruments, like asking questions, finding people who play and making them my friends. So in church is where like I really got the chance to play the drums for the first time.
Right.
And I was known, back then I was known as a very good drummer. Not today that you people don't respect me. Like, as a young, I remember how.
That's the judo on Creative Corner.
when they will call me to the main church to come and play because the older person is not
that's
around.
A promotion, right?
You understand?
That's a promotion.
And for me, I was the only young person. You make mistakes, they'll hit knock you
you
with
become
the
the
bass
drum.
guitar. You understand?
You become the drum.
You understand? And it taught me a lot. So yeah, I'll say I started out as a drummer, and then for instruments like the guitars, I found myself creating guitars by myself, like with wooden boards, nails, and rubber bands.
Right.
I would string it up and put the wood first. I'll play it. I wasn't hearing anything, and something just told me to put it to my ear. I could hear something, and that's how I could just understand do re mi. If I don't know how, when I make a mistake, I know this is not it. And then I started teaching myself how to play the bass or the guitar on these self-made guitars, and yes, all the way to SHS. That's when now I started making friends who really know how to play. That's in Fantim school. And if you went in Fantim, what am I talking about? So in Fantim camp, like we have
that's a senior high school in Ghana.
We have a lot of great musicians in that school. So I picked up a lot, and that is where singing actually started for me, because I would go for entertainment shows, and I'm seeing my friends singing like songs they've recorded, mixed, mastered, and I was so confused. I'm like, we are all on couples. Like, how are these people
doing this? Right.
coming up with this, writing songs? So I started again getting close to all these people, asking questions. After SHS is when I decided to, really go for this and learn more about production and stuff. Yeah, before, honestly, if I'm going to be honest with you, I really didn't want to be a producer. Like, I didn't want all the wahala that came with being a producer. But I only became a producer because I approached a producer to produce a song for me, and then I found out how much it costs
Right.
to create music.
Right.
I was like, oh wow, no, let me just go and learn how to do this and do it for myself.
Right.
I didn't even start out as a producer to produce for others. It was just supposed to be for myself. But yeah, along the line, I got the chance to also be on reality shows like Gangsters, Stars of the Future. I tried out for X Factor. That didn't work out. But yeah, I learned a lot, and that's how I built myself to become who I've become now.
His first bill apparently was the bill that the producer gave you was what, 7,000?
7,000.
7,000
No,
Ghana cedis.
so then it would have been 7 million. You have to
7
say it.
million.
So when I heard the million, like my heart's
Right.
like, oh wow.
He wanted to produce, get a song produced for you,
Yes.
right? He wanted to produce a song or create a song, but the producer for the song was saying that the charge or the fee was going to be 7 million.
Yes, and today, like, I really understand it because it's not like he was an upcoming producer. This was top notch. You understand?
Right.
And so I get it. Now being a producer, I remember my process. When I started, I wasn't charging what I'm charging today. So I get it and I respect him. Thank you for telling me so.
That was a lesson there, right?
Big lesson.
And now incidentally, that's your, or eventually that is your employment, right? That's your work. It started with a big fee that you couldn't foot. And so you were pushed practically to do something for yourself,
for myself,
right?
Yeah,
And now you're servicing others.
Yes.
And it's become your work.
Yes.
Right? And it's taking you around the world. You've been featured on the BBC. You played with M.anifest on the BBC.
Yes.
Right? In the United Kingdom. You've played in Australia as well.
Yes. That was for the Commonwealth Games. Yeah, with M.anifest as well.
You've also performed in America. Right,
yes.
You've worked there.
Again, with M.anifest.
Right. Okay. and done some personal stuff in America.
Yes, sir.
Helping the churches there. With music.
Yes.
Let's talk quickly about that. This is the African Global Radio, and we are live on africanglobalradio.com, africaglobalradio.com, AGR. I'm Prince Benjamin in conversation with Reynolds the Gentleman, who is a record producer, singer-songwriter from Ghana. And you mentioned how you started from the church, right? And it's important we have this conversation, I believe, because I visited the castles because my aunties were in town. Was it February, I believe? Yeah, so some weeks back. And some of the conversations that were going on was the church and the role it played in slavery, right?
Okay.
And I could see people were heartbroken, right, by some of the narratives by the tour guides and all of that. And one of the castles that we visited was the Elmina Castle, and strangely we had some Catholic nuns who were with us, and the Elmina Castle, which is apparently the biggest and the first castle to be built, they had very steep stairs or steps, and so I had to help one of the nuns up, the steps. And one thing she said, "Nyamena entinasi," which in English is you can't even understand good. And for a nun, right? And we were just about going to the chapel for the slave masters, and they were Catholics. One of them, at least. There was the Portuguese and the Dutch. They fought over the Elmina Castle, but there was a Catholic chapel on top of the dungeon, right? And this is a nun who is going up the steps, and she's saying, "Nyamena nejunu entasi." So I asked her after the trip. I asked her, "What did you mean by that?" And it was quite an interesting conversation. And I'm saying this because of the diaspora and their view of the church and Christianity and religion and all of that. But we keep on hearing Whitney Houston started from the church, right? We could go down the list. It's a tall list of
And a lot
musicians
of
who started
artists,
from
yeah.
the church. And you also started from the church.
Yes.
When you hear the role of the church in slavery and all of that, how do you make sense of that for, Africans who are heartbroken by that?
Honestly, I don't know, like deep into like what the church did. So I'm not sure I can really speak too much to it. But if indeed the church was connected to slavery, it makes me feel some type of way, I wish that wasn't the case. But yeah, honestly, I don't know.
Right. But personally, you've benefited from the same church that, or institution that practiced or was part of some of these things, right? These atrocities. It's the same place that musicians like yourself are coming from, creatives, are coming from. Rima recently from Nigeria mentioned that he was from the church as well.
Interview.
So, for you, when you hear this is a role they played in, slavery, and then you also see some of the good things that they've done, like, how do you make sense of that?
It's just
more like what I was after. Right?
Yeah. But the thing is, it really confuses me, like to speak. Why would you? Is it that they're using the good to cover the bad? Are they using what are they after?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And I really wish it was all good. But yeah, like I said, I can't really speak much to it.
The nun. It was interesting what the nun told me. The church is made up of human beings.
Exactly.
They also make mistakes and they also learn.
Everybody makes mistakes.
They also learn. Right? Yeah. And it's quite interesting. But it's interesting what you said. How you get both the good and the bad, from one place. Anyway, you serve. You've served a record label. Before, which had a lot of creatives on it.
A lot.
Right. And now you are an independent act?
So, I would say yes. I definitely am doing my own thing with a small team. But I'm very much connected with the same people who started the label. Right. Like, we work together a lot, just not as a label. Right. But yeah. Now it's more like a studio.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Which has become a business. Right?
Super business. Shout outs to the Starbucks.
Right. Okay. What's the point of your music really? Like, if you look at your catalog, before we play another song from you, what's the point of your?
Okay, so I set out to spread more love. Yeah, most, if not 90% of my music is about love, like pure love for each other, and maybe the 10% would be about life and, our experiences as human beings. But as a musician, I'm evolving, I'm learning, I'm expanding, I'm keeping an open mind. And so the kind of music I'm about to delve into is probably going to be a little different for people who know me for, Reynolds is the Mr. Loverman. Right. I'm not stopping.
He's the gentleman. Doors for ladies and keeps the chair.
I'm not stopping, but I think as I grow up, I also learn, like I experience a number of different things and it affects me. So personally, I want to move more into music that speaks more to the soul, like which speaks to people. Like, you listen to my music and you're like, no, I want to change the way I do this. I want to start doing it like this. Okay. So.
All right. We listened to a high life tune from Reynolds the Gentleman, and that's because we are from Ghana. We are broadcasting live from Accra, Ghana, and that's the headquarters, the official headquarters for High Life Music. However, now let's check out a song that captures the R&B, influences of Reynolds the Gentleman. We're going to get into that after this song. That's the famed line, Reynolds again. Reynolds the Gentleman is his name, and he's our guest on the Africa Global Radio Creatives Corner show. We are live on africaglobalradio.com, and do pardon us for that technical glitch. Sometimes these machines remind you that they are machines. I am Prince Benjamin, and Reynolds the Gentleman is here with me on Creatives Corner on AGR Decisions, and it features Enam.
Yeah.
What decisions were you making at this time
I
in your
decided
life?
to feature Adomaa.
That's the decision.
No, but honestly, like this is I think the first song of my second album.
Right.
Yeah, Bittersweet. And there's just
Fantastic album, by the way.
Thank you so much.
That was after the Magic in the Ordinary.
Yes.
These are great body of work.
Thank you so much. So yeah, there's this way I always like to start my albums, like give it it starts slow and then it picks up. That's just me. But like I said, moving forward it might change because we evolve.
You never know.
So I think Decisions was actually like the last part one song I did. I was just looking for an intro song and I decided to find something slow and then also find a female to go back, back and forth with, and I'm was the perfect person.
Yeah. Beautiful record, and Victor on our technical team was, taken by the song, right? Almost as if he's led all of it.
Hey,
I had a bit of humming and some stuff going on there. So, that's great stuff. This is AGR Creatives Corner. Prince Benjamin in conversation with Reynolds the Gentleman. Reynolds, so we played high life music, Braminchen, which has come to me, and then we did Decisions, which is R&B, right? We're going to talk about Afrobeats for a minute, because really it's like a combination of high life music and then R&B music, right? When you look at the formation periods for it, if you look at some records, like some landmark records like Slow Down by R2Bs and Wizkid, right? If you look at that,
started,
if you look at that generation or that period, let me say that period, these are some of the songs that came up. There's a bit of hip hop also
in there,
right? Down on One Knee by Sarkodie and Fuse ODG, the Azonto era, and all of that. But it became controversial, I believe, when the Recording Academy, the Grammys Recording Academy, gave a tribute to R&B music, right, as part of the formative sounds for Afrobeats music.
Yeah.
But you're a producer, and producers are very key in music.
Yeah.
And also, especially for this Afrobeats, the blend of genres and all of that. You people have been very key in this. What's your take on it? Is it even wrong for us to see R&B, as part of some of the sounds that have created Afrobeats today? Because if you ask, if I ask you right now, who are your influences, or those who influence your craft or your gift?
I mean, on the I started out as an R&B person, like fully R&B person. So I would listen to people like Neo, Chris Brown, and then I think even the main person I would listen to was John Legend, because I always saw myself as somebody who would just play keys and sing, nothing loud. I just wanted to be simple. And so, those are the people I grew up on. But I think when it comes to Afrobeats, if you ask me, the beat is Afro and the melodies of the music is R&B. Like, I don't think there's melodies that sound Afrobeat.
Right.
Unless you are Africanizing it. Unless you're Africanizing it. But there was a time where singing wasn't the thing. I think Afrobeats came right after hip hop, like even in Ghana, like hip life. Yes.
R&B itself?
No. Afrobeats.
Afrobeats, yeah.
It stemmed because there was a time
High life, hip life.
when the Qualkesses were doing that thing. Who is minding you? Right. So it's when like the singing, and even that's like you said, there was a bit of hip hop in there, because it was more like you were fusing the singing into it, and then now Afrobeat is the in thing now. So I think it's
because even from my ears, I hear a bit of jazz.
It's a mix of everything.
Afrobeat has become like a mix of everything. And I think it shouldn't be a problem for us at all on the continent when we see or hear our brothers and sisters, in America or the UK saying, "Oh, we blended our music, our African music, our original African music with a bit of their music," because I think sometimes we think it's, excuse me to say, the white man, but we forget R&B is an
It's a
an
black
African
thing,
American thing.
Yeah.
So it's a celebration of the diaspora in
I think
Africa,
it's just the way they put it. I've forgotten exactly how
Right,
it was,
yeah.
but it felt like they brought like
Right.
and Africa is not going to stand for that. Like it's just it's big.
I think it's a place where we could, handling the narrative, we could celebrate the diaspora, our brothers and sisters out there, right, and their creations, jazz music, R&B, and all of that, and how they've influenced some of the music here. The music here is original.
Oh,
We
yeah.
shouldn't kid ourselves.
Yeah.
The music here is original, but blend, amalgamation,
Of course,
there's nothing
we are
wrong with that,
traveling. We are learning,
Yeah.
and we are growing. We're evolving. So
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Where do you think the music will be going next? As a producer,
I mean, I was just talking to a
because now
friend.
Amapiano is also becoming like
For me, I even feel like very soon the new genre that will come up will be AI generated, because everything is now AI.
Yeah,
AI.
there was a Drake and the Weeknd.
You heard the song?
I didn't hear it, but I
you
saw
haven't heard it.
I've
I've
not
heard
heard
it. It's crazy. Like if nobody tells you this is AI,
Yeah.
you would never believe it.
I actually saw an AI painting that was awarded, and the painter said, "No, this is
It's not
created
me."
by a computer. It's not me."
Wow.
And that was the day I heard about the Drake and
Yeah.
the Weeknd one. But I
listened to a
wasn't-
song. The Weekend one didn't really convince me as much, but Drake,
Yeah,
oh God, bro. So yeah, I think I feel like a lot of people are now understanding the power of setting yourself apart, and so people are experimenting a lot. Even though it feels like when something comes, everybody jumps on it. A lot of people are also looking for something new, myself included. Like I'm starting to fuse weird things. I'm listening to music I probably won't listen to on a normal day.
Right.
You know,
Right,
you
yeah.
never know where you can pick something
Yeah.
from. And if you're just going to do what is there and like always be part of the people reigning, then you may not start something incredible. So
Well, what do you think we can use as Africans with respect to music to project the continent? What
our instruments, I always say this, like, let's play more of our instruments.
Okay.
Yes,
More
of our
African-
African
okay, right.
instruments. Even in Ghana, I can't count the number of instruments. I'm sure even as a producer, I haven't seen some of the instruments made from Ghana, like
Right.
created in Ghana, and we just need to project that sound. You know, there's nothing wrong with staying modern
Right.
and like updated, but just keep the originality, keep the roots of Ghana.
It'd be
And I
interesting
think,
to hear some of the African, original African instruments
bro,
in
I
some
want
of
to
these
go
modern
back to my
Afrobeats.
yeah, because
records.
we all know guitars, those
Yeah.
ones are like the basic ones,
Right.
but the deep, there's some instruments we probably haven't
Right.
even played,
Yeah.
seen before.
Logos and chorus and all this.
You understand? And that's why somebody like Kenai Suba would
Right.
be unique to
Right.
the
Right.
outside world.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. What song should we check out?
Let's do it, since we are talking about. Yeah, let's do it.
Well, it's AGR in the building. AGR, Africa Global Radio, AfricaGlobalRadio.com. That's where we are live at. I am Prince Benjamin, PB, in conversation with Reynolds the Gentleman, who was in collaboration with Fra, the band Fra, on this record.
Yes.
Talk to me about the band and how this happened. It's a brilliant Afrobeat tribute.
Thank you so much. I think I was channeling my inner fella on this one. And like I was telling you earlier, this song came to me like one dawn. I kept hearing, I don't know if it was a dream, if it was a feeling. I just woke up from sleep and then, just recorded a doom, 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 doom.
That's the
doom.
bass line.
Yes. And then the, oh shit, it kept ringing in my ear. So yeah, I recorded that, went back to sleep. And then in the morning, because I was working a lot with Fra at that time, I still work with them a lot. But yeah, they
was
were
like
the
a-
band, they
a
were the
certain-
go-to
yeah,
band
right.
for the project. So I just called them up. I'm like, listen, let's just meet. I have something. Oh, send us something. I said, I can't send you because what I recorded. No, I wasn't about to send them that. I said, you know what, let's just meet. And I remember the first thing we learned was just a doom, 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 doom. And then everybody just, started
together,
moving with
right.
it. So yeah, this works. No, let's take the one. Yeah. And that's how that happened.
Wow. The Fra Band is a hit-making band. Yes. And hopefully we'll get them on the Creatives Corner pretty soon. Reynolds the Gentleman is here with us. And Oshé is a record that we played from his repertoire. It's a staple for your concerts, a fan favorite. I mean,
if you don't do it, you're in trouble.
yeah.
So
Anytime you come to Ghana, just watch your calendar and watch Reynolds' socials. What are your socials? So people know when you're performing, where you're performing, and all that.
On all platforms is Reynolds TGM. So Reynolds TGM.
Okay.
And on YouTube is full. Yeah, Reynolds the Gentleman.
Okay. Do you have anything new?
I have an album. I don't want. I hate to say I'm sitting on it, but yeah, very soon I'll be putting out my third album, Mr. Cupid. I've released one single off the album. Yeah, and it's called Can't Wait, co-written by this man sitting in front of me interviewing me, Prince Benjamin. Yeah, co-written by Prince Benjamin. I'm not sure if we're going to play it or not, but I think we should.
Right.
You know.
Oh, we're just about playing it.
Okay. Cool.
As Reynolds said, he gave me, tipped his hat to me. We collaborated on this record, so check this out. It's called Can't Wait. It's voiced by Reynolds the Gentleman. Can't Wait. AGR Africa Global Radio. Can't Wait. Reynolds the Gentleman on AGR Africa Global Radio.com.
How do you feel listening to your work?
It's different. Like I've been listening to it, countless times. But anywhere you play it, it feels different.
Yeah, because
right?
I don't know if you saw me, but I closed my eyes.
Yeah, it feels different, and the kicks and the bass for me stood out in this moment.
Yeah, thanks to Cube for mixing and mastering this one. Yeah.
Right. Reynolds produced the song and he voiced the song. Excellent piece. What's the essence of this song?
Yeah, you know how sometimes you want to create like a mood with the person you love, and you just can't wait for that to happen. And I think that was the storyline we were working with, and we're just trying to, use melody to send that message across. And yeah, we did that beautifully, honestly. Like, I don't know where you drew this from, but you did well.
Right. It's all coming to the inspiration. The time we're together, working on this, that late night, writing this record. It's a special one.
Yeah.
And the bit about the soldier, I where, and who inspired it and all of that. It's a special song, and it's from us to you.
Yes.
Listening to us on AGR Africa Global Radio.com right now. This is a song that is for you if your loved one or your lover is far away from you and you can't wait to see them.
This one said it no be too far.
Right.
She did the junction. No, but yeah.
Right. So this is a song. If your husband, your wife, your fiance works or lives far away from you, you can't wait for them to get home. Even if it's because they're coming from work,
That's it.
this is your record. Can't Wait. Reynolds the Gentleman. He's got 2 albums.
Yes.
Yes.
The third is about to drop.
The third is about to drop. The Magic in the Ordinary is the first one. Bittersweet is the second one.
I do have an EP.
Right. An
a
EP
3-track
called?
EP. 3.
3,
And
yes.
it's just 3 songs.
3 songs on that EP as well. Right. So you can check him out. He's going to keep your attention and keep you glued on the digital platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you download, stream, and listen to music. Check out Reynolds the Gentleman. What's your message to our listeners in the diaspora and across the continent?
Well, thank you so much for listening to us. I saw something on Instagram the other time about musicians. And the person was saying something like, if you are a musician and you feel like you haven't gotten to any point, you shouldn't feel like that, because it's not easy for somebody to give you a part of them. It's not just music is not like a hobby, something we just play with.
Right.
This is a part of us we could have in us, and we are just sharing with the world. So I just want to say thank you for listening to us, like taking time off your busy schedule to just play our song, stream it, tell somebody about our music. I appreciate it. On behalf of all musicians, we say thank you. Yeah.
Right. I mean, how you're dressed, you look like you're in the band. Right? So you're saying it for everybody.
Yes.
Right? Everyone in the in the industry, right? And we are watching out for you playing the saxophone soon, because how you're dressed, it became a conversation behind the scenes in the studio. So get the sax and add it to
I
the
need to get
multiple
one. That's the
instruments
thing.
that you play. Reynolds the Gentleman, thank you for joining us
Thank you too.
on
Thank you.
AGR's
Thank you.
Creatives Corner. I am Prince Benjamin, PB for short, and lords and ladies, I will be with you next week Thursday. Enjoy your listen on AGR.